special guest star. Hey, welcome back to Don't Run with Scissors. I'm Kelly, your favorite Jeep driving lawyer, mom of twins, 3 crazy rescue dogs, a rescue cat, 4 rescue guinea pigs, who likes to craft in her spare time, has gone back to school to learn ASL, and is trying to train for Ironman. And if you are not familiar, that was Bean, my magnificent daughter, one of the 2 twins. She's coming again. Bean did dishes while I was out. Yay! Today is April 16th, my grandmother's birthday. I miss her. I hope my grandmother is proud of me and the woman I am. Okay, so if you are new here, please hit the like and subscribe button. It sends me a message, it boosts my serotonin and my self-esteem, and I could use that. And if you are returning, welcome back. Grab your drinks, sit on back, and let's have at it. You already know the crazy you are in for. So let's start off with a couple things. One, my ADD meds finally came back in stock, and I picked them up, but I have not started them. I probably should. However, let me just say this. While I seem a little bit more scatterbrained and hey squirrel, overall, my emotions seem to be much better. I am not on the verge of tears. I am not just kind of, and I've actually gotten a lot more done. So I don't know if that means either that's the wrong med for me, or maybe I'm just better off without ADD meds. Now, it is very clear that I have ADHD. There is no doubt in anybody's mind who knows me that I have ADHD. No doubt. The issue becomes, how do you treat it? So, I don't know. I have an appointment tomorrow to discuss said situation with the prescribing doctor. So we will see what they say. This last week, I spent very sick. They thought it was COVID. Now they're saying, no, it's not COVID. So I don't know what was wrong. All I can tell you is I slept. And I slept. Oh, and then I turned around and I slept some more. And did I mention that I slept? And I will tell you today, I ran over to the nursing home to visit my ex-husband and pick up some stuff from him. I ran to the grocery store and didn't do a big shop, but still, you know, I shopped. And then I went to dinner with a friend of mine. And I could crawl into bed and probably sleep till the morning. Now, I'm not going to because, excuse me, it's only 5 o'clock my time. If I go to bed now, I will likely be up at like 2 in the morning, ready to go for the day. So, yeah. The other thing that happened last week, yeah, I didn't even go to classes, y'all. So I am way far behind on homework, which creates a little bit of a problem because we're nearing the end of the semester. So that's a little freaking out. So I'm going to try and get some more homework done, or get some homework done today. The question is, like, do I start on the stuff that's due this week, and then as I can go back and do the stuff that was due last week, or do I start on the stuff that was already due, that's now, I mean, I've gotten the excuse to be late, and then work forward, and run the risk that I'm not going to get the stuff that's due this week done? I think I answered my own question. I need to start on the stuff that is due in this next week, and then go back and fill in the other stuff. So, okay. Other than that, I have been working on more client paperwork. Although if y'all could send some clients my way, I would really appreciate it. I talked to the real estate agent. So hopefully maybe later this week we'll go look at a couple houses. I don't know. We'll see. Um, but yeah, one step at a time. It is now raining. It was so beautiful out this weekend though, up until just a little while ago when it started raining. To the point where I almost took the part of the hard top off of Elmo and ran him a little topless. More like a string bikini top because the back end would stay on. The way his hard top works, he's got like two panels over the front driver and passenger seat that can be removed without removing the rest of the hard top. And those panels then can go just in the back. And they're fairly easy to click in and click out. And I was very tempted to do that. However, it is my understanding that we're actually expecting snow again tomorrow. Like, what? If somebody could tell Mother Nature to slow her roll and get her shit together, I'd really appreciate it. I don't mind the snow. It's or the rain. It's April. I expect rain in April. But snow. I don't live in the UP of Michigan. I live just north of Detroit. So yeah. I have not bought anything. There are a couple things I would like to buy. I do want to buy the Earth Day collaboration that everybody is in. My friend Rin, who used to be on Stitch Life with me, she designed the Ghost Dodo pattern, which is adorable. I'm so proud of her. So yay. And there's a couple other patterns in that I would like to do as well. So I need to make my donation so that I can get the patterns. But yeah. I did not pre-order Our Town Tiny Town from Keepsakes. I'm still debating. The one that I do want, the new release, ironically, and I'm feeling very called to her, is the new Mirabilia. Have y'all seen her? Her name is Luda. Luda, I think, with a little bit of work and some concentration, could be a beautiful conversion to a Polish folk dancer. And that probably means nothing to most people, and I get that. However, I am Polish, and I was raised, my grandmother is 100% Polish, first generation born here. And so I grew up in a household with a lot of Polish traditions. That is primarily the ethnicity that I associate with myself as far as the culture. I mean, yes, I understand. I'm Irish. I mean, come on, my last name is Green. You know, I have French Canadian. I have all these like nationalities mixed in, right? But the two that culturally I identify mostly with are Polish and English. My grandfather is 100% English, or was before he passed. I mean, he still is 100% English. And he was only first or second generation as well, born here. He was born in the UP on a kitchen table. And he was a 15-pound baby. And my great-grandmother was not even, I think she was 4'9". I mean, she was a tiny woman. Didn't even weigh 100 pounds. Like, ever. And yeah. Midwife in the UP. And she had more children afterwards. But I'm guessing that if you've had a 15-pound baby naturally, any baby after that just gets up and walks out of your, yeah. So, I really want Luda, and I have briefly in passing spoke to Yasmin from Yasmin Made with Love about doing a conversion so that she looks like a Polish folk dancer. And that is especially meaningful to me, not only because of my history and my culture, but also because as a child, I used to Polish dance. And in fact, down in Hart Plaza now it is. They do a big Polish festival each year. I don't remember where it was before Hart Plaza. That is not part of my memory. But I danced in it. And so like my mom has pictures of us in the traditional Polish costumes with the sequin vests and the I had red shiny, well, they were probably vinyl. I can't imagine that they were leather boots, like go-go boots that we used to dance in. And the wreath of flowers and the ribbons. And so when I saw Luda, my first instinct is, oh my God, she'd be so perfect as a Polish dancer. And I totally need to do it. So she has now gone to like basically the top of my wish list of patterns. So does anybody want to work on that conversion with me besides Yasmin? Because it totally terrifies me to do it. But yet I still need to do it. So yeah. The other thing that came in the mail, so again, I don't have any haul. I have haul, but it is because it's weird haul. It's not weird haul. First of all, if you all remember, I went Jeep off-roading with Elmo and being on the Saturday before Easter. And there's a Badge of Honor Jeeps app. And when you check in and say that you've ridden the trail, you can have them send you a badge. Now, I have already semi-assembled mine because you can make them so that they're like almost like a keychain. But these go on the side of your Jeep. Up near the front where it says Jeep on the quarter panel. Just behind the fender. I have my first one officially. It came. Is that not amazing? And I told you guys, I have already been searching on the app. Yes, not far from where StitchCon is, there are a couple off-road places. So if you want to go off-roading with Elmo and me, we're going to take the baby trail. So don't like be freaking out. We're not like going to do crazy shit. We're going to take the baby trails because, yeah. So the other thing is, I am part of Jessica's Stitchin' with Sass. I think her group on Facebook is called Crafting with Sass. She did a full coverage focus last month, and I will admit I'm really bad and remember I'm not sure that I posted my pictures where they were supposed to be. And I didn't win the first round of prizes, which is not why I participated. First of all, I participated to be focused on a project, but also but the person who won ended up, they had a drawing for each week. If you posted your progress, you got entered into the drawing for that week. The person who won for week 2, 3, and 4 was all the same. And I think she should have taken the prizes. Honestly, I don't know that I would have shared. But she decided to share. And I am forever grateful because then I got a prize. And what I got was, and I put them on a ring just so I wouldn't lose them. These cute little plastic floss drops. I'm sorry, my nose, it's just, I'm still not 100%. I'm assuming a fine tip Sharpie written here is where you put the number. So I think there's like 10 of them, which is awesome. I've been wanting to try these. To be honest, they're smaller than I thought they were going to be. So maybe there's different sizes, but they're super cool. So I love them. So I put them on a little ring so that I wouldn't lose them. The other thing that came in there are 2 weeks dye works, roasted figs and tatanka. Is that what that is? Those are pretty good. Roasted figs is actually, it's got a little bit of pink in it. It's not it's a beautiful brown, which is very weird for me to say. If you know me, you know. I am not a brown girl. I'm not a brown girl. Let me see. Here we go. Because you guys don't need to know how to sticker the badge of honor onto your Jeep. I mean, if you do, let me know and I'll let you. I'll see. There we go. So yeah, it's a beautiful brown, but it's got such a beautiful verification. And Tatanka is actually a dark brown. There we go. it's a deep, dark, rich brown. They're beautiful. I don't have either one of those, so I'm totally excited to have them both. The other one that was sent to me, and this is totally exciting because I've never tried their floss, and it's Leo and Roxy, which I know is now Roxy Floss Co. But I have an 8-yard skein in the color Maraschino. How beautiful is that? I mean, it feels nice. It's a beautiful red. I sort of feel like Denise needs this, though, now that I'm looking at it more. Because at first I was like, maybe I need to stitch something with it. The more I'm looking at it, I think Denise needs it. From Black Ribbon Stitch Studio. We'll see. You never know what ends up in the mail around here. So yeah. So then the other things that I did, forgive my dog Belle. He's cranky little old man. He does not do well with the rain. He doesn't like it. He gets very crumpy. So I don't know. Is that a Chihuahua thing? Because it's not a wiener dog thing. Because Maisie doesn't. I don't know. So the other day, just in an effort to try and eliminate some of the things in my box, don't judge me because it's not centered, but whatever, it's a magnet, and who cares? It's just going on my fridge. I FFO'd this. I didn't even put a backing on it, except for a magnet, because, yeah, it's just going on my fridge. This is the words from the 3 Small Words by Lizzie Kate that I started. And I was like, I really don't like these colors. They're really not my jam. I don't like them on this fabric. I was like... And then, thank you, Janet, from Janet Jabber, who encouraged me to make it my own. And so, if you recall, I totally changed 3 Small Words. And I'm not sure that you would ever recognize that that's what that really is. Because I changed every single motif. There's not a single motif in my 3 Small Words that is the same. There's not a single color that is the same. The only thing that is the same are the words. That's it. That's it. The words and the font. That is all that is the same. I think maybe some of the little dividers between the sections are the same. But other than that. But that's where this came from. And I just thought that'll make a cute magnet on my wall. On my fridge. And for now, it just... Woo! The wind is coming. For now, it's on the legs to my printer stand. So the other one that I finished, and this is going to go on my little Valentine's tree next year, is The Loads of Love by Shannon Christine. I sold this with a bunch of my Thursday night ladies. There was more to this pattern, but I only did the truck. And I love him. I love it. It's so cute. I will likely stitch the truck again, honestly. Not today. Just so that I can FFO it again like a little ornament for my honey. So yeah. So we did that. So that takes care of haul. That takes care of Stitchy Kindness. That takes care of FFOs. Guess you're wondering what's next. Well, first of all, not only was I sick last week, and that, but yesterday, because today is April 16th, yesterday is National ASL Day. This is a huge deal to me, as you all know. If you have been around my my channel for longer than probably about a week and a half, if you've watched more than one episode of my show, then you know how important ASL and access to language is to me. So yesterday was National ASL Day. And that is important because for a long time, ASL was banned. in America. And so you have many people without access to language. That's not right. So, if you were wondering about the history of ASL, a couple great things to Google are Martha's Vineyard ASL and the deaf community on Martha's Vineyard. It is fascinating. The other thing to look up, if you want to know about, for no better word, hatred towards the deaf community, look up Alexander Graham Bell and how he treated the deaf community and how he continues through his foundation to treat the deaf community and how anti-ASL he is. And it just sucks. It's such bullshit. Sorry. Hey, it's not an F-bomb, which it totally should be. 1 second. So, yeah, Alexander Graham Bell is a horrible person. And the more I learn about him, the more I think he's a horrible person. And so, yeah. Yeah. So, yesterday was a National ASL Day. And there are some really, really cool deaf creators out there. And I don't have any of their stickers yet. Like, yet is the key word. But my friend Tammy is repping for a company that has relaunched, and her stuff, if you're a planner person or any of that, her stuff is just absolutely adorable. But her stuff is also, she is the owner of the company, is also the mom of a deaf child. And so she is creating ASL stickers and planner things if you're a planner girl. Let me find the name because it's the Cosmic Planner. And this is going to be really hard. So that's some of her stuff already. How cute is that? So she is going to be coming out with more, but she is right now running a sale. And so for the next 2 days, you get 40% off of orders that are $40 or more. And the first 10 orders will receive a free kit. So how cute is that? And there's a promo code. If you need or want the promo code, check out Leopard and Lace Boutique on Facebook or on Instagram. Tammy shares it because it's her code. And by the way, if y'all haven't checked out Leopard and Lace Boutique, y'all are missing out. Because my girl Tammy is knocking it out of the park with some of her adorable scissor fobs, floss drops, all of the things. And she now has this little teeny tiny pie that comes in a tart tin. It's a pin cushion that looks like a cherry pie. And it comes not only in the tart tin, but in this little paper. It looks like an oven. So it looks like the cherry pie is in the oven. Y'all. Mind blowing. So cute. So I will link those below as well. Or I will I will put them in the description box because, yeah. The other thing is, don't forget, Hillbilly Candle Company. Best thread wicks ever. And they've added a couple new scents lately. This is Root Beer Float, and it's so my favorite. It's absolutely one of my favorites. They just added sage and Dr. Pepper. Yeah, Dr. Pepper. So I will be bringing, if you are going to StitchCon Weekend B, just know that I will have a discount code for Hillbilly Candle Company, and I will be bringing a thing of thread wax for every single table. Each table will have a different scent. So yeah, I'm super excited. And I bought the SVG file so that I can build a little paper truck so that my floss drops for each table, like for each person, and the thread wax will sit in the flatbed, the back end of the truck, if I get a chance to make them. Because, if you know, you know. So yeah, so we have been working hard, and I need to do the second puff real fast, so hang on. Okay. All right. So now we have all of the promos. I also need to send Tammy, I am sorry, I'm a slacker. I need to send you your box. And I promise to get that in the mail as soon as possible. Okay, so we've talked about a lot of stuff already. But wait, there's more. Okay. So as I said, grab your drink, sit on back. There's a lot of stitching to be had because I wasn't allowed to do a whole lot. Now, I will say this: yesterday I biked for 10 minutes. 10 minutes. And that is fantastic for me because that's the longest I've biked in months. So, I am super excited. I am going to try and however, in the last 24 hours, I have managed to fall twice. My back gave out, my legs gave out, and I went down. Last night, I stumbled in across my kitchen and hit the counter. Right through my broke my boob. Yeah. Yes, I did. This morning, it was in the bathroom. My bathroom is super small. And yeah, I went careening into the wall. So, I'm not sure what to do. I'm going to talk to the physical therapist tomorrow and see what we do because we don't want to make a habit of that. So, I was going to bike again today, but honestly, I've spent some time walking and I'm exhausted and I still have a buttload of homework to do. So, yeah, we're probably not going to bike today. We'll bike tomorrow. So, one of the first things I did, happy birthday, Jessica. Jessica turned 40 and she is doing the perfect birthday sale, 40th birthday sale. And she started 4 cat patterns. Lizzie Kate's kitty string was one of them. And I decided out of her 4 patterns, this is the one I own. So naturally, that means I started it. I went through my flosses though, and I don't have all of the flosses. And what I have decided now is the ones that I don't have, I'm just going to pull similar flosses from my stash. Because like one of the ones that I'm missing is the pink for the little flowers and the one kitty's nose. And I don't think anybody's really going to care if it's the same pink or not because nobody's going to really know. And yeah. So I did start it. Am I that far? Very far? No. Am I going to convert the kitties on there so that they look more like Houdini and my previous cat that we owned when the kids were little? Yes. Have I done that yet? but that's okay. I did, however, start it. And, y'all, I'm learning. Do you see that space between the two? I did it again. I left enough room, I think. So this is just one big piece of linen. I have no idea the count. I have no idea where I got it from. I think I may have gotten it from Fat Quarter Shop or 123 Stitch, but I can't guarantee either one of that. I don't know. But it's big enough where I should be able to stitch all of my strings on it. And that is the goal. Because honestly, there's enough that if I turned it this way, if I needed to, I could probably put 2 easily in this section as well. So I did start it. Will I work on it this week? Probably. Can I guarantee that I am? No. But it is in my pile. Likely I will. This next week I have court and a couple other things. Today I really need to scan in some more things to send over to clients just to have signatures so that I can file those. If y'all could send some more clients my way, I'd really, really appreciate it. So yeah, okay. So the other thing that, so I made it to the neurosurgeon. The neurosurgeon is recommending aquatherapy and acupuncture for my back. I am not at this point a candidate for surgery, which is great news. So yeah, and then I made it to the pain management doctor, and he supports that idea. And he actually said, why don't you see if the PT will write me an aquatherapy program that I can do on my own, like on opposite days or something, as when I have PT, and then just keep going with traditional PT. And that makes a lot of sense as well, because finding a place that the insurance will cover that actually does aquatherapy right now is super difficult in my area. It's crazy. Between that and sitting at the hospital, because my doctor actually wanted them to admit me, the ER doctor was like, no, we're not. Whatever. Why do I look like I have 2 black eyes? Especially this one. I think it's sinuses. At least the puffy prednisone puff is starting to go away. I got to work a lot on Summertime by Primrose Cottage Stitches. Now, I started this last year at StitchCon. My goal is to finish it this year at StitchCon so that I can ring the bell. That will make it a 1-year whip officially, because I was in Week and Butte last year when I learned how to stitch on linen. Thank you, Nicole. And I was gifted this beautiful project bag from So Much to Love by Stephanie. Thank you, Stephanie. And I started this pattern, and I am in love with this pattern. Now, can I count? Clearly not. Am I going to rip out anything at this point? Nope, I'm not. I use this a couple times on my Magical Stitches book reading prompts this month. It was to spell out you spelled out the words Round Robin or Elm Creek Quilts, or you could do both. And then you had to tie in either designer name, pattern name, or an element in the pattern, or you could stitch on your oldest whip. If you did any of those 4 options, you stitched 200 for each letter. If you just picked a random whip and stitched on it that didn't connect in one of those 4 ways, you had to stitch 300. I managed to fit Summertime in, I believe, 3 different times. Which is pretty good. Pretty good. So I got in, since you've last seen it, I'm pretty sure I had the strawberry basket in. It's so cute. I finished the words picnics, which, I don't know. It's so cute. Okay, and then I came up here and I did the ice cream cone. How cute is that little stem with the cherry? Oh my god, and I did the French knot. Yes, I did. French knots don't scare me. I know they probably, like, I mean, if it looks like shit, you just take it out and do it again. It's not, I mean, am I going to win any awards with my French knots? Probably not. Was I planning on winning awards for my French knots? No. So, and then I did the cute little row of lemons. Now, here's the thing about my lemon leaves. Look at my lemon leaves. Okay. So, this one is right. 100%. None of these are exactly, because this green that's closest to the brown should be over one space. Am I going to rip it out? Nope. No, I'm not. I'm not. Because I think it looks just fine. Here's my only regret on this piece. And you're going to laugh at what it is. I wish it was bigger. I love this piece. I cannot wait to have this done and hanging on my wall. I am going to frame it because pillows in my house magically end up eaten. I'm pretty sure my dogs think they all taste like marshmallows. Which my dogs, okay, my dogs are so funny. The only one who, I don't know that I've made marshmallows since I've owned Nigel. So I'm not sure what he would do with a homemade marshmallow. Lizzie won't eat Jet Puff marshmallows unless they're toasted, like on a s'more. She'll eat them that way, but she won't eat just a Jet Puff marshmallow out of a bag. She will eat a homemade marshmallow. But yeah, this is the same dog who likes Sour Patch watermelon candies, but won't eat plastic American cheese. I call it plastic cheese. You know, the Kraft singles that come wrapped in the plastic. My dogs won't eat them. I think Nigel does. My other two dogs won't eat them. Lizzie will get downright mad at you. She'll sulk if you try to give her that. It's the funniest thing. Does she love cheese? Other cheese? Yep. But not plastic cheese. So funny. So that's it. So I'm going to keep stitching on this randomly because, yeah, because I want it done and I want to ring the bell. And okay, so here's my goal is to get a bunch of them like almost done, where I'm like 20 stitches away from having them done, and I'm just going to constantly ring the bell all weekend. Like, I'll get all of my string, I'll try to get a bunch of the strings done where all I have to do is the letter Z. And then I'll just go up there and ring the bell. Z. Go back and finish the other Z. Go back and finish Z. I'm not really going to do that. But I could. But I'm not. So this will go back into my rotation. Or stay in my rotation. Okay. So the next up is the Sing a Song Sampler by Silver Creek Samplery. And if you have not seen this, you are missing out. And apparently, bear with me. Clearly, I am not as excuse me, now I have hiccups. I am on Fa. I started Fa since the last time you saw it. I don't think did I have me done last week? I think I did. Okay, so Fa is the halfway point. 4 in, it's 8 across. It's 8 squares. Okay. If you are stitching this for the first time or are getting ready to stitch it, be mindful of the fact that like me is 45 inches wide or 45 stitches wide. Fa is 46 stitches wide. Why? Why? That makes no sense to my brain. They should all be the same. They should all be the same. Okay, so here's the other thing. I am not doing the call fors. I am not doing anywhere near the called fors. Because why would I do the call fors? If you are new here to my channel, just know that many a times I don't do the calls for because I want it to reflect me in my world. And that's okay. Like, that's why we're cross stitchers, because we have the ability to change things as we want. Okay. Do I stitch some things that are called for? Absolutely. Absolutely. And you'll see that. And other things, I totally go off the rails and off the chart and just do my own thing. Hello, have you seen my pandemic? See, yeah. Okay, so I'm on Fa. Fa for me, because I'm doing a conversion, is in a beautiful green. It's the halfway point. If you know the rainbow, it's 7 colors, right? Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. That leaves me 1 square short for colors in the rainbow, because I'm already on green and that's at 4. So then I have Solati, but I'm on green, so I only have blue and purple. What do I make the last one? If I look at the Jan Hicks conversion, it almost looks like she does almost a gray, if I recall. And I don't want to do gray. Doe, of course, will be red again because it's the same as the first one. So they will match, or it will be a similar shade of red. I think I'm probably going to do it the same shade of red. So here's where we're at. The other thing that I've noticed is this pattern is from, what I looked it up earlier, I think 2013. So it's like a 10-year-old pattern series. It's so cute. It's so amazing. And I bought it a while ago. I think like 2 years ago. I finally bought it. I saw it from Erin Two Martini Stitcher was stitching it. She's doing the called for. And I was like, yeah, I definitely want to do that. I wasn't totally keen on the colors are a little muted for me. But I love the song. And it's one of those. And then I saw a conversion done by Jan Hicks. And I was like, yep. And then I didn't want to buy all those flosses, especially the specialty flosses. And while they're not on their own, each one isn't that expensive, it does add up, and that didn't make sense to me. So I have just been pulling randomly from my floss stash, and if I use the floss, I put it in my bag, so I have them. And with the exception of with the exception of my purple and my variegated green, I can tell you what colors I'm using for different things if you're interested. Okay, the green was a gift to me. And I believe that the person who sent it to me dyed them herself, which is very cool. And my purple didn't have a number on it because I think my dog ate it, because my dog is a butthead. So, but I'm not sure. So will be blue. Wait. So will be blue. La will be purple. What color is T before I bring it back to dough, which would be red? I almost feel like, yeah, I don't know. So if you have any ideas, that would be great. So, but I've got Fa in. Well, I've got the square outline and the F for Fa. And the F is almost done. It's not quite done, but I worked on that this morning. Okay. So that is on my Sunday stitch for sure. When this is done, then I will kick in and I will start Stocking Sunday, or Sunday Stockings, which is a hashtag by Pam and Steph, or Pam from Just Keep Stitching, and a couple others. So what is cool though is I've noticed a lot of stitchers have started that sampler recently. I know Shiloh from Stitch MD started it, and I don't remember who else, but it's kind of cool to see everybody stitching it because I love it. So I think it's cool. Okay. Next up is my Daruma doll, and it's actually called, the pattern is called For Good Luck, and it's by Jonesy Diary. And my little Daruma doll now has a face, and it's all stitched in. I think this is an 18 count Ada. Could be a 6. I think it's an 18 count Ada that I had. So he'll be made into like a little puff ball. Now I just have the red and the petite treasure braid. And he is, I think, going to just stay out until he's done, because he's so close to being done. My fear, though, is now that I keep looking at this, is I don't think I have enough gold for the petite treasure bag. So I'm a little nervous. Because what I would hate to do is start him and run out and not be able to get any more. So I need to start looking sooner than later to make sure that I can get some more. Because I definitely think he's going to need... I don't know. Maybe I should start filling in the circles and that will tell me. But he's going to be very cool. So he's going to stay in my rotation until he is done. Oh, there's still more, y'all. Okay, so last week on my 52 card whip pickup, I pulled Tree of Life. I did work on it. Did I work on it a whole lot? No. And what I've come to the conclusion on this is, while I love this piece, and I love Barbara Anna designs, I think that I jumped on the bandwagon as kind of a FOMO, a fear of being left out. More so than, oh my God, I'm in love with this pattern. And I think that as a result, this is one of the reasons why it doesn't automatic, like I don't feel the pull to it all, like really at all. Do I love it when I'm working on it? Yeah. But it's not one where I'm like, oh my God, I so want to get this done and up on the wall. So I did work on it. I worked on it the one day that I was at the pain management doctor. Surprisingly, he thought it was very cool. I got in this house. And I actually messed up the house, but I ended up adjusting it and it's fine. It's fine. I thought I'd get way farther on it. I think because I feel like I'm so close to getting the Daruma doll done that it sort of jaded me in the fact that I was like, oh, I could get the Daruma doll done. So focus on that rather than so much on this. So we'll see. I don't know. Okay. Pitter patter of doggy feet. Okay. So the next up are my 2 whip go pulls. And if you notice, I finally met my March goals. You don't need the referee Laterno's courtroom number. So don't worry about that. Here, I'll hold it up. Okay. So I got those in. So now we're working on April's pulls, which are what the... Oh, yeah. Rosie here and Jeep Van Gogh again up here. This is my bag where Rosie lives. If you are not familiar with Rosie, I'm sorry. This is Rosie. This is a self-created pattern. Based on well, this is the picture from the Hillbilly Candle Company website that I made into a pattern and have been working on. That has more flosses. Why did I do this to myself? This is one of my cute little, okay, so this is one of the adorable little scissor fob zipper pulls that Tammy from Leopard and Lace Boutique made me. How cute is that? I love this. It makes me smile every time I see it. Okay. As you know, counting is hard, and somewhere I got off track, and I'm trying to figure it out and then straighten it out so that going forward I can be on track again. So I was trying to work through like the bumper and the grill area. That's somewhere that is off. And I'm still, in essence, trying to do that. But what I figured out is it's almost easier if I just, because I was trying to go on Pattern Keeper and count squares and blah, blah, blah. And I don't know how to grid after the fact. Like now that I've got so many stitches in, how do I add gridding? Is that possible? Does that not make sense? I don't know. So if you have any ideas on that, pop that below as well. So I went over to the corner and I'm just gonna like start completing that way. So I use this for quite a bit. One, it's my whip go. So yeah. And I owe it 9 more days this month. But I worked a lot in here, actually all the way through here. But this is kind of where I'm focusing now, is in this area here. And I'll just keep building up because I know that up here I should be solid and over here I should be good. I'd still like to get this done for Christmas. That is still my intention and my goal. Okay. Last but not least is Jeep Van Gogh. I love this piece. This is a purely selfish stitch. It is just for me. It is Van Gogh Starry Night with, and this is before I got WinStitch and knew how to do this. I commissioned One of a Kind Baby on Etsy to convert a picture that I saw, Van Gogh Starry Night with a Jeep in the corner. So that is ultimately what this will end up being. So I have been putting in stitches here. What I've tried to do anytime I cross off a whip go box is it's usually a minimum of 200 stitches. So I'm now got 10 more days this month, owed to Jeep Van Gogh, 9 to Rosie. And then we'll see what gets pulled next month. Could it be Jeep Van Gogh and Rosie again? Yes, it absolutely could be. And that would be a hoot and holler. This is just done on a 14 count Ada. But we're starting to, yeah. If I come over here and add more of the blue, I will outline the moon. And then I could stitch something other than blue. Because believe it or not, they're like, okay, so this is one of every floss that is in the pattern. Okay. But you got to figure the reds automatically come out because that's just the Jeep. There's no other red in Starry Night. Yeah. It's a very blue palette, needless to say. Oh, there's 3 reds. So yeah, you pull that out and that's essentially, it's all blues. I mean, it really and truly is blue, except for the little bit of yellow that's in the sun or in the moon. So it's blue upon blue upon blue. So at times I get a little bored with stitching all of the blue, not gonna lie. So, but I love the piece. I love working on it. So, you know, it is what it is. It is loaded into Pattern Keeper, which makes it much easier. I did restart it because it was, when I was working off of a printed pattern, it was so badly off. Like it was ridiculous, and it was just easier to restart it than to try and figure it out. So yeah. Did I tell you guys I actually biked for 10 minutes yesterday? Oh, very cool. Okay. So if you are playing along with 52 card whip pickup, last week was the 10 of clubs, which was Tree of Life. This week is the 2 of hearts. The 2 of hearts. It is a self-love sampler. For me, that is by self-love sampler is by Birdie's Crossing on Etsy. And it is a beautiful pattern. I I am not stitching mine as monochromatic because, you know, go figure. That is the piece that I've still been kicking around the idea of taking out the one line of stitching, the sentence, because you can't really see it. But I think what I'm going to do, at least at this point, is I'm just not going to use that color again in the sampler. I'm going to keep stitching the rest of the sampler, and I may go back at that point once the rest of it is done and restitch it or do something. But for right now, I think I'm just going to leave it and move forward. The other thing that I have decided is, did I tell you, if once Sing a Song sampler is done, I'm going to start stocking Sunday. I think I will likely start with Bean's stocking. Technically, she's the oldest. She's 10 minutes older than the boy child. But her stocking is also a little bit less intense. It's so funny that even stitch-wise, they picked stockings that kind of reflect their personalities. The boys is very stitch heavy, as far as, like, there's half stitches in there, there's quarter stitches, there's a lot of back stitching. It's pretty intense. The girls is pretty simple. It's not like frou-frou. It's just cool. The other thing that I will say is, lately I have been feeling very pulled to work on Lady of the Flat. I'm doing a conversion on that, and I did find the paperwork on it that tells me what colors I was using, so that definitely helps. So I'm not going to start it over. I'm just going to adjust where the mistakes are to account for those and move forward. So likely you will start to see her again because I'm feeling very pulled to her. I'm also feeling very pulled to pull out my sewing machine. I have a couple things on my table that if I just fix the holes in them, they would be off my table and give me more breathing room. So yeah, that may, so next week, don't be surprised if you, and I also really just need to finish the ribbing and collar on Bruno's sweater. It's not that big of a deal. What's left, there's like, I think it works out to be like 7 or 8 rows left. It's just picking up the stitches that kind of freak me out around the neck, and down the center. Not that I've done sweaters like that before. They've always turned out fine, but for some reason, I don't know. So don't be surprised if next week we see some different crafts besides just cross stitch. What else? I do need to, yeah, I have a lot that I need to get done. Yeah, far too much. I have far too much that needs to get done. But with that, I'm going to let you go. I'm going to actually make myself some hot tea. My throat is bothering me. And I will probably crash out here pretty soon for the night. So I'm going to upload this. If you need me, please reach out to His Princess Kelly on Instagram. The other thing that I am doing is pushing for 12 finishes on whips by the end of the year. I have got 3 done. I am close to the 4th if I count the Darumada. That is very exciting news. The other thing that I was going to ask you guys is, those of you who use floss drops, or like your specialty threads like this, because I really do like the floss drops over bobbinating, because I don't like the little kinks in the thread when you round it around. But now I've got a bunch, like, how do you guys store these? Like, I have a lot of mine on the rings. But like, I'm slowly moving my DMC as I use it. Like, as soon as I get some floss ring drops, I will, I'll move like this kind of thing to a floss drop. But then what do I do with the floss drops? Because then it's not like they fit in the little plastic boxes like we've all used. So yeah, what do I do with them? How do I think what I need is like a pegboard up here where I can just hang and like group the DMCs, or like the specialty flosses on rings, like by like maybe like 0 to 200 or whatever it is, however it breaks down. and hang them on like the pegboard. But I'm wondering if that's the best idea. So if you have any ideas or suggestions, I would really, really, really appreciate them, and be open to them. And yeah, if you want to stitch Luda from Mirabilia, even if you don't want to convert her, let me know. With that said, I'm going to try and get some homework done, or a little bit of office work, and then I think I'm going to bed. Again, reach out if you need something, if you want something, if you want to, poke me in the head. I don't know. And we'll go from there. Bye, y'all.